Look, y'all, I've been smoking weed for the past 2 decades of my life. And don't get me wrong, I might take a day break here, a day break there, but I've been very consistent. The only time I would really take a break from weed is if I'm feeling sick, which doesn't happen often. But about 3 weeks ago, your boy wasn't feeling good. And I don't know what was going on. It's like it came out of nowhere. But before I got sick, I was already kind of feeling some internal changes taking place within me. It's almost like a calm, a peace was starting to take over out of nowhere. So this time, when I got sick and I knew I was about to take a break from weed, I just asked God, I'm like, I need you to reveal to me if weed has been stopping me from doing anything that I need to do, or if it's been blocking anything that you've been trying to give to me. And oh man, there was so much revealed during this break. One of the main things I realized, I've been using weed to suppress emotions and trauma that I've been feeling and dealing with since childhood into my adulthood. So during this break, I became much more in tune with my emotions on a level I've never experienced before. It's like thoughts would just come to me, visions would just come to me of my childhood and my adulthood, and tears would just start coming down my face. I didn't understand what was fully going on. But not only was I seeing the trauma and witnessing it for myself, I was seeing those involved, seeing why it was taking place, and just seeing the impact that it had on me. And it was actually impacting my prayer life as well. So certain things that I would go through, instead of praying about it in that instant, I would smoke. So instead of it being on the top of my mind, it would go to the back, to the bottom, to where I wasn't really thinking about it. So when I did pray, I wasn't praying about the situations that I was dealing with. I was just praying about other things, surface level things. So I was never fully addressing the trauma and the emotions that I was feeling. So all of that was just coming out of me. It was just coming out of me. I was seeing when it happened, why it happened, and all these other things. And I'm going to be honest, that was a lot to handle. I know the Bible says he'll never give us more than we can bear. But that was pretty darn close. And if I didn't have my wife with me during this period to talk to release to, I don't believe I would have been able to handle it and keep going, throughout these few weeks. And on top of that, I'm somebody who struggles with sleep. I rarely ever sleep through a full night. I'll sleep for a couple hours, then I'll be up for a couple hours, sleep for a couple more hours, and then I'll be up and I'll go about my day. But during this break from weed, I've been able to sleep better than ever. Now, I'm not saying I'm sleeping every night consistently, but I'll get like a great night of sleep, then I'll struggle the next night, get a great night of sleep, and then struggle the next night. So for me, that's improvement. Just to be able to sleep through any night throughout the week is improvement. So my sleep done got better. And typically when I stop smoking, I can be a little irritable. Maybe a little bit much irritable at all times. But this time, there's been more of a calm, more just chilling. Like everything's been cool for some strange reason. So normally when I stop smoking for a couple of days, I feel better. Then I get back to it. But this time it's been so much changes and so much revelation going on that I've continued the process. And also, when I stop smoking, I'll be struggling eating. Like my appetite is just not there. But this time around, not only have I kept my appetite, I'm actually more hungry now than ever. And I'm just not understanding what's fully going on, but I've been enjoying this process as much as possible. So not only have I been more in tune with my emotions, I'm eating better, I'm sleeping better, but I've also realized some of my spiritual gifts have been growing. My awareness has been growing. And it's just all of this happening within the same time frame of me taking this break from weed has been very eye-opening for me. Normally when I'm high, I feel normal. But lately I just been feeling good sober. It's been feeling great. So I'm like, I'm not gonna rush back into the weed. I'm just gonna vibe out, see how this goes, and just continue to grow in this process and just see what it's really leading to. So I've decided to take a drug test just for me. No job coming up. Nobody bet me to do it. It wasn't tied to anything. It's just, I haven't been completely sober in so long. Now, there was one time I did take a break for about maybe a month or so, but I was struggling so bad during that month. Like, I couldn't wait to start smoking again, but this time it's been so different. It's just been so calm, so chill, and it's like I just don't really feel like I need it like I used to. I feel like I don't need it at all, honestly. And maybe that's because I was able to address a lot of the things that I've been suppressing within me. And now that it's came out, I just feel so much more lighter, so much more at peace. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean my life is just going perfect and great and there's no worries and there's no stress. There's no bit of anxiety at all. But I'm just saying the level that I would typically deal with in my day-to-day life has been so much lower that I've just been able to chill and be cool. So, enough talking. I'm about to take this drug test and let's see if I pass. Because your boy ain't been completely sober in so long. I just want to be able to look at that test and be like, you're sober. You're actually sober. And personally, I don't struggle with, drinking or pills or anything like that. I don't even like taking Tylenol and stuff like that. Like, I gotta really be in some pain for me to take any kind of medicine, any kind of Tylenol, any kind of pills. Like, I gotta really be feeling like hurting real bad. So, I really want to see if I'm completely sober and just kind of, really, really go through that process. It'll be it'll be like a personal achievement for myself. Let's get to it. Let's see what's up. So clearly, we don't plan on using this anymore. But I'm going to dip it in for 10 seconds. Let's wait for the results. So, I had to let y'all see the actual results in the paper. So you can see if it has the 2 red lines, it's a negative. Or if it has the top red line and like a vague second line, it's a negative. But if it only has the top line by itself, it's a positive. And if it's all blank or just a bottom line, it's invalid. So as you can see, everything has the 2 straight lines except for that THC one. But that THC does have that top line and that vague line at the bottom. So I'm going to take that as a pass. Your boy is sober. Now, it might be a tiny little bit of remains in there still trying to, do what it's trying to do. But this is the soberest I've been in 2 decades. And it's the best I felt sober in my life. What's next for your boy?